Nicole again with Guiding Echoes, and today I am excited to share with you the Dream Raven Tarot. This is published by Schiffer Publishing and it was created by Beth Seilonen. So first of all, this is the box that it comes in. We have a nice solid box with a beautiful finished gloss, and what's nice about the box is you can tell right here it has this ribbon that's a tab so you can pull it open. And the reason you will need to pull it is because it has magnetic seal right here on the edges of the box. So when you go to close it, you'll feel that magnetic pull closing the box. And what's nice too is it keeps your cards pretty secure. So let's take this and turn it upside down, and you can see it doesn't open even as I'm shaking. So it's a really secure box. So we'll open that up, and as you can see, it was a little too secure. It didn't want to open up for me. So as you can see, it houses your companion book and your cards very nicely, and we're going to take a look at the cards right now. One of the first things you'll notice when you work with the Dream Raven Tarot is the size of each card. So here I have the Dream Raven Tarot, and then over here is the Rider-Waite Tarot. And this is the standard size for most tarot cards. So when we take this card and we place it right on top of the Dream Raven Tarot, it gives you an idea of how much bigger the Dream Raven Tarot is compared to other tarot cards, so your typical tarot cards. So you'll see it is much bigger both in length and in width. Here is your first look into the world of the Dream Raven Tarot, and I know what you're thinking. You're saying, those aren't ravens, those birds aren't black. Well, that's true. These birds are not black. They're colorful, they're bright, they're vibrant, they're fun, and they're dream ravens. So of course a dream raven can be any color, because a dream raven is something that you would see more or less in your imagination, and that is what makes this deck so fun. So I love that Beth added so many colors and so much character into the birds that we have come to know as the raven. So these birds are bright, they're colorful, they wear different symbols, signs, and eloquent designs that give your cards that give your readings deeper meanings. So that is one aspect of these cards that you're really going to like. Another thing that is great about this deck is the quality of the card stock. Now that's not something I usually talk about when I do the reviews, but it's worth mentioning for this deck. I want to show you something. I've shuffled this deck many times. When we flip it on the side, does it look like this deck has been shuffled? It doesn't, right? It looks brand new. These cards are incredibly durable. They're incredibly durable. And so it's a nice thick cardstock that we have going on here. And to bend these cards, I actually have to put some extra effort into it. So when you first start working with these cards, when you begin to shuffle them, it takes a while for them to give in the cards, but that's actually a good thing because it means that the cardstock and that your cards in general are going to last longer. So I've actually worked with this deck and I've shuffled it quite a few times, but you can't even see any evidence of wear and tear in these cards, so that is definitely a major plus. Even though this deck is based on the Rider-Waite system, you're going to find very few cards that are reminiscent of the Rider-Waite. So that's another thing that's nice about this deck too, is that Beth put a lot of thought, a lot of ingenuity into each card. So not only are her dream ravens imaginative, so are the symbols and the situations that she puts the birds in. So even though you may go through this deck and say, well, that's not like the Rider-Waite system, yeah, it probably isn't, but the general feeling, the general message, and the general energy of each card is still going to be there. So Beth did a fantastic job with putting that same type of feeling forth in each deck while giving it a fun, playful raven energy. This is the Dream Raven Companion book, and you may notice on my copy that it has a little cringe right here. Don't worry, yours is not going to come like that, not out of the box. I actually dropped this book while I was reading through it, so, you know, pay no attention to this. You're probably thinking, Nicole, I wouldn't have even noticed it if you hadn't pointed it out. So in the Dream Raven Tarot book, we have, of course, the dedication, acknowledgements, and we also have a table of contents, which makes it easy to find the card that you are wanting to reference, the card you're wanting to look up. So in the beginning of this book, we have the introduction, and she talks about, and when I say she, I mean Beth, the creator of this deck, talks about why she created this deck. Like, why ravens? Well, if you want to know, you got to get your hands on this deck and you can read all about it. So as we continue to go through each page of the book, you'll see that we have a picture of the card. We also have a description of the card and what it means in reverse. So some of the descriptions have short stories or, short stories of the birds and the situation that they are in. And then it will go on to talk about what that card means when it comes up in a reading and what it means if it comes up in reverse. Now, if you don't read reversals, don't worry about it. You don't have to, but it's nice to know what they mean. Should a card come up in reverse and you think, you know what, that's been coming up a lot, I should probably pay attention to it. So that's what this card, or that's what this book consists of. You're going to have all of the different cards in here and all the different suits, so it gives you an idea of what those cards mean. So that is my review of the Dream Raven Tarot. I do hope that you found it insightful. So this really is a fun deck if you're looking for something to jazz up your readings a little bit, or maybe you want a fun deck to take with you to carnivals or parties. This is a fun one that gets people talking. Another thing that I like about it is, even though it still has the Ten of Swords and the Death card, and those cards still look kind of scary, because, you know, let's face it, in the Rider-Waite deck, those cards are scary, right? But the ravens, something about the ravens kind of softens the message. So when it comes up, you can tell that it might have a negative meaning to it, but the overall feel of this deck is that, hey, you know what, things happen, but it's going to be okay. And that's probably what I like most about this deck, is I feel like it has a way of giving you important messages, but doing it in a manner that is gentle. So it's a good way to break the ice when you're about to deliver bad news to someone, or I shouldn't say bad news, but information to someone that may not be favorable. So that's why I like this deck. I think it's very practical for all of you tarot readers out there. And if you're a hobbyist and you like tarot just for fun and you love adding different tarot decks to your collection, hey, you can't go wrong adding this one to your collection either. It is a fantastic deck. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Could you do me a favor? If you found this video helpful, can you please give it a thumbs up? So be sure to like it, and then leave a comment in the section down below. Tell me what you like most about this deck, if you plan on adding it to your collection, and I would just like to get some feedback from you. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Namaste.